y'all. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a great day. Weather's warm, and people in Florida are preparing for the worst and praying for the best. And that's what we need to do. This morning we had a great women's group. Again, I just think if you haven't been coming, you need to come. We have a great time. We encourage one another, lift one another up, and that's what this is all about, is encouraging one another and lifting one another up. Men had a meeting last night. Tonight is youth night, so we will be running the buses and all of the things. I have forgotten to share that we are having a fall festival on October 30th, which is a Wednesday night. Our buses will run normal. So the kids will be here, the younger kids from 6 to 7 and the older kids from 7 to 8. And the fall festival will go from 6 to 8. And you're more than welcome to bring your kids and your friends' kids and whoever you want to bring. And we will be doing that, and we will have hot dogs. There will be popcorn from Genesis Home Health, and there will be hot dogs and chili, and just, all kinds of fun stuff. So I hope that you will come out and join us on that day. As we talked this morning, and we talked about holding on to things, I kind of did a little bit of the same thing that I did on Sunday, but then we talked about how if we would give it to Jesus, and then when we raise our arms, it lifts it, raise our arms in prayer and praise, it lifts it straight to Him, and it falls out. We can't hold on to it because we're lifting our hands. We can't hold on to it. We're lifting our hands. So it goes directly to Him. And that's what we need to do. But that led me to, Lord, what do I need to talk about today on the live? Because I don't do the same thing every day. And he talked about His comfort, how He comforts. So in 2 Corinthians 1, verse 3, it says, "All praise to the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. He is the source of every mercy and the God who comforts us. He comforts us in all of our troubles so that we can comfort others." And we'll stop there. We talked today about, why does God allow things to happen? And first of all, God doesn't allow things to happen. We have a free will. We have a choice. We make decisions. Those that perpetrate evil, a lot of times their conscience is seared. They can't even hear God. It's just seared over. They're living for the enemy, and that's just who they are. They have that free will. They have, and unfortunately they choose to do evil. But even when we go through things, it says He comforts us in all our troubles so that we can comfort others. So that means when we go through things, some things that are really, really difficult or really hard, that gives us the opportunity to help somebody else that may be in that same situation, and we can show them how Jesus brought us through it. That's how we get to be the light through a dark place. When others are troubled, we will be able to give them the same comfort God has given us. Because when God gives us comfort, it's that peace that we don't understand. It's the peace that can't be explained. It's just the peace that comprehends all understanding. We can't even fathom where that peace came from. And sometimes we want to say, oh, it's because I just finally let all that stuff go. No, it's because God is saying to you, I want you to understand how much I love you. And let me give you this peace. Let me give you this rest. Let me give you this hope. Let me give you this help. You can be sure that the more we suffer for Christ, the more God will shower us with His comfort through Christ. So when we are weighed down with troubles, it is for your benefit and salvation. For when God comforts us, it is so that we, in turn, can be an encouragement to you. Then you can patiently endure the same things we suffer. We are confident that as you share in suffering, you will also share in God's comfort. In my study Bible, it says, many think that when God comforts us, our troubles should go away. But if that were always so, people would turn to God only out of desire to be relieved of pain and not out of love for Him. We must understand that being comforted can also mean receiving strength, encouragement, and hope to deal with our troubles. The more we suffer, the more comfort God gives us. If you are feeling overwhelmed, allow God to comfort you. Remember that every trial you endure will help you comfort other people who are suffering similar troubles. We go through things so we can help others. Are they fun things to go through? Not always. But even in the good times, we get to help others. We go through good things and get to help others go through their good things. But we need to be a light. We need to be a light in this world that is growing darker and darker and darker and darker. We talked this morning about how we all have a burden for the people in Florida. I have cousins that live there. They got a mandatory evacuation, and it breaks my heart that they may go home to not having a home. I can't imagine that. And they laugh because they want me to move down there, and I'm like, no way. No, you can't get away from a hurricane. I mean, you could get on the road, but she said they couldn't even get on the freeway because it was already so completely congested. There was no getting on the freeway. They wanted to. They had to take back roads to go to their son's house. And I said, you can come live in Oklahoma. And they're like, no, you have tornadoes. And I'm like, you can get in a cellar for tornadoes. You can hide from them. You can't hide in Florida because you don't have a cellar. That would be called a swimming pool, because the water would just rush in there. It would be a swimming pool. I'm like, no. Come to Oklahoma. But our burden that we feel is for what they are going to have to go through. The unknown. And that's the thing that we fear the most, is we fear the unknown. But even in that, we need to trust that the Lord has already gone before us and He's already planned a way, and His way is much better than ours. And a lot of times we talked this morning about jealousy. I've always thought it was a wasted emotion. I mean, so what? They have that. Amazing. Great. Good. God bless them. He blessed them greatly. Thank you, Lord, for doing that for them. But we talked about how jealousy can turn us into somebody that doesn't understand, that we don't even, sorry, my watch is doing weird things, that we don't get. It turns us into somebody we don't even understand ourselves. So we can comfort others who go through what we go through, and we don't have to be jealous of what others have. Because sometimes what we are wanting, we are seeing what they have, we don't know that they may be over their heads in debt, or they may be living in a loveless marriage, or they may be living in a heart full of turmoil. They may be living with kids that have rebelled, and we don't know, because all we see is the outside. And unfortunately, I had to share that I wanted everybody to think my life was perfect. And I let everybody believe that. Even when inside, not only was I crumbling, but so was my family. But I didn't let anybody see that. So when something happened and everybody was shocked, I was like, but you, and I was like, but I didn't. We put on this facade instead of being open and honest with people and saying, I'm struggling. It's hard. I can't do this anymore. We don't have to tell them every single thing that we're going through. We don't have to spout out everything, but we're here to comfort one another. And sometimes it's just sitting with someone and listening to what they have, just sitting and listening without condemnation and without judgment. We all make mistakes. We all do things that we shouldn't do. We all say things that we shouldn't say. But it's when we allow God to comfort us during those times, because we have those moments of regret. So that we regret what we said, or we regret what we did. But it's allowing God to comfort us so we can comfort others. We have to start loving one another better than what we're doing. Especially in the church. Church hurt is the worst hurt. I know. I know so well. Church hurt. My daughter knows so well church hurt. Church hurt's the worst. We've got to love each other better, or we're never going to be that remnant that God asked for. And I want to be that remnant. And I'm going to work my tail end. I'm going to be that remnant. I'm going to follow him, and I'm going to obey him, and I'm going to do my dead level best to be the person he's called me to be. Because I want to be that person that can comfort others. And just sometimes just be there for them. Again, we have youth tonight. And we will be having Harlan Brandon's funeral service here at 11 o'clock on Friday. I expect that'll probably be a larger crowd. But and then we will have the Fall Festival on October the 30th. I hope you will come out and join us and help us to celebrate the fall season, not all of the craziness that goes along. I don't like Halloween. My poor kids, they didn't get to trick or treat a lot. I took them to my family's houses basically, and that's it. I didn't like trick or treating. But we will be celebrating Fall Festival. We'll have a hayride. We'll have hopefully have the obstacle course, inflatable obstacle course, and lots of candy hopefully. So I hope you guys have a great day. And if you need anything, the church number is 918-399-5956. I did have someone call today asking if we could help somebody with doing some deposits for water. And they got really upset when I told them no, that we don't do that. All we do right now is the food pantry. We help people with food. I hope that people understand not only is our times tough for you, but they're also tough for us. Because when you struggle, we struggle. So I hope people don't get offended when we say we can't do that, but we could give you some food. That's what we can do. And we're trying to be obedient and be the best stewards of our money that God has entrusted us to do. So, but if you need anything, call the church number 918-399-5956, and we will do our best to help you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you back here tomorrow.